Oh yes, how you doing all? Welcome to another edition of the R&B deep dive for this Thursday evening. We're taking a look at 90s promo only remixes. I say 90s, it may go in 80s, it may go into the 2000s. We shall see. But I've got my co-host tonight, VJ Jode Chandegra. He is the professor. He is an expert in New Jack Swing, 90s hip hop soul, and anything else he wants to throw in there. And we've also got a very, very special guest tonight. Hopefully, he'll join us even more. And his name is Soul Guru Paul Clifford.
I love it.
He's got an amazing soul show weekly on Solar Radio. He does everything modern soul, and he even dips back to the 90s, to the 80s, does street soul, does anything that's soulful, that's really good. Soul Guru's got it, and he enjoys playing it. Guys, how you doing?
Good. I'm very
Brilliant.
good.
Thanks for having me on. This is great.
For me, this is like a interesting.
And I've known you guys for years as well. Us to all play space. It doesn't happen, does it?
Yeah, this has never happened before, and I have to admit,
sorry, it keeps.
It's okay. You are. I think you might be lagging a little bit, but I was going to say, you two are two of my musical heroes because you two. I look up to it. I'm just saying this, like for anybody watching. Stevie Street and Soul Guru are two of my teachers when it comes to music. So I look up to these boys. So it's an absolute honor to be with you both tonight, and this should be a lot of fun.
I mean, we're really going
definitely.
deep. We're really digging here tonight, aren't we? We're really getting really geeky.
Yeah.
Going into the years of actually collecting promos, which you two guys know all about. Paul, I want to ask you, when did the bug actually start for you to get these promos? Can you remember where you was getting them from? How you was acquiring them?
Who's going to go first?
Ooh, can you hear me, Paul?
Do you want me to go? Well, I was. Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry if I'm lagging. I'll go and sort out my internet in a minute. I mean, where I was getting them from is great stories. It's probably about 92. There was a shop in called Sugar Shack Records. I don't know if you remember that where Rasquan to work and my friend Daniel used to travel down to Hounds on a Saturday, desperate to get what was in there. And I thought that everything that came out was released. It was one of the things you never really realised that the promos first, and that if you were lucky enough to buy those promos, they had mixes on there that never ever saw the light of day. And I think one of the first promos that I saw was the 1, 2, 3. Do you remember those guys? Love Me Right. It wasn't a remix. It was on and I remember them holding it out, saying, "Do you want or not?" And if you weren't quick enough, that was it. It was, and that's where the sort of started. And then people were introducing me to things like the riff, White Man Can't Jump, and there was like mixes on that didn't come out and stuff. And it was just, that's where it all started for me. But as it got deep into the 90s, you were getting to that record shop as it opened. In Soho on Lexington Street, Darby Street, you were getting there as it opened. And as you became more of a face or more of a name, really lucky, they'd hold you behind or they'd point to the side for you so that when you came in, you got on some of those good tracks. But I mean, in the days there were no Discogs, no way of searching it up. It was purely listening to jigs, listening to Matt White, and wants list, getting down to shops, paying the over the odds $14.99 or whatever it was for a 12-inch for one track, and then just see what happened with it. But yeah, that's where it all started for me, and it hasn't stopped. But you're not able to get those gems brand new as they come out anymore like you did. Those days are long gone. Where did it start for you guys?
DJ?
Well, for me, my earliest memory is my mum and dad taking me to a record shop in Southall, and to keep me quiet, there was a toy stand, and I think it was like a 10p or a 20p toy or something. So they'd buy me the toy, I'd be quiet, and my dad would buy his Indian records. And then his youngest brother was heavily into soul funk. So he got me into records in a very different way, because he made me hold a record. He made me hold Lip Sync Funky Town. And he said, check this out. This is an amazing record. I didn't know what it was. And I'm like, what's this Lip Sync Funky Town? And yeah, so got into records. And then at college, there was New Jack Swing in your face, and like everybody was talking about New Jack and everything else. And at some point, Teddy Riley and Tammy Lucas came out with a song, "Is It Good to You?" And I bought a promo copy of that with the orange sleeve and the green sticker. You'll know that, in a place in Twickenham for £1.99. And I thought, oh, this is nice. And that was my first promo record that I bought. And then I obviously got stuff that I hadn't got before. Went into Music and Video Exchange, and they had James Ingram, It's Real, 2 years after the fact. And I was like, what is this? It's a Teddy Riley remix. I've got to get this. And it was £3. And £3 was a lot of money back then. I took it home and I thought, yep, proper Teddy Riley. And that's how the bug started.
How did you and Paul meet then, VJ? Did you meet in a record shop?
Oh.
No, cooler than that.
In Shepherd's Bush, in a record fair in Shepherd's Bush. There was a Shepherd's Bush Hall used to have a record fair, and it was 1999, just after my dad had passed. And we both put our hands on the Jeff Red Show Me 12. We sort of both picked it up at the same time. And then we just got chatting, and it was like incredible to meet somebody that didn't just live quite close to me, but also loved the music as much as I did. And that we just struck it off from there. That was it, wasn't it, Vij?
That was a mad one, because like it was kind of weird. It was like a bromance over a Jeff Red. I was asking for Jeff Red Down Low album, and I was trying to get a copy of it, and that's what happened. Paul, JP is saying that you're lagging a bit, so just letting you know, if there's a way to change that up, that's fine. And whilst
I'm going to win it, you keep chatting. I'm going to run off.
Okay.
Stevie, seems to be all right now. He seems to be all right, actually. That was all right. That was pretty much on time.
Okay. I'm just going to give a few shout outs if I can. I'll get that out of the way while
Steve, yeah, no worries.
Run off. Okay. Shout out to Monica, Claude, Knight, DJ Freeze, Jason Singerling, Zach, Jimmy Anthony, Mandeep, Rob, Lavaba, G-Fly, Spanky, There Is a Dark Side, Bilal, Mr. Blackmeat, Kevin Moore, New Jack Swing Productions, William Swing, DJ Soulchild, KB, Tim Partridge, R&B Breeze, Arend, Classic B, Westy Berry, Danilo, Donald Cleveland, Regis, Eddie Boom, Raj Moda, Jeff Red, Akil and Markel, Teddy Riley. These are all people that might be joining today. So just if there's any names that you know, I'm only saying them because they said they might join. Teddy Riley, Novell Hodge, Dave Hall, Eddie F, Dallas Austin, Hakeem Abdul Samad, David Wynn, Intro, Bo McKenzie, Horace Brown, Cosmo, Tony Duffat, JP, Matt White, Shorty Blitz, EDD, Lady G, Stretch, J Hot, Mucho, Damien, and Aaron Maybe, Lindsley, Ronnie Wright, Tammy Lucas. That's your lot. Thank you very much. Sorry for boring you guys, but I had to say that whilst Paul was sorting his little...
Paul's got the spanners. He's got the spanners out there, and he's I can hear him there with his little toolkit.
Oh, he's doing it. He's sorting something out. Last exit to Brooklyn. Hello, Malik. Hello, Kevin Moore. Hello.
Someone asked, did Paul used to go to Digger's shop, Wild Pitch on Lexington Street? I'm sure he did.
Yeah, he did. Destiny was at that shop as well, right? Destiny was at.
I never went to Wild Pitch.
He was. Yeah.
All right.
What was that shop on Denman Street? What was that shop on Denman Street? Destiny went to a shop on Denman Street. Somebody must know. JP or one of these guys must know. Yeah, JP used to do a lot of record fairs. If you had to go to JP's store, was one of the first you'd go to, man.
Oh, I forgot about the Glenn Jones. Johnny Rose says Glenn Jones Round and Round promo. Oh my gosh, what a promo that was! Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Chad Elliott, wicked. Man, I forgot to put that in my list.
Cloud's here. How you doing, Cloud?
What's up? What's
Cloud
up,
here.
Mr. John Lewis? Yeah. So, Paul, how you getting on, man?
Hi, Jez. Oh, he's gone. Here's a question for you, VJ. I mean, promo CD singles, right? Which very, very hard to find in the shops. And I must admit, during the NGS3 forum days, that was when I was spending a lot of time on eBay. Can you remember any silly times of the night that you'd spend bidding on any bidding wars, try to get a promo CD single?
eBay was definitely where it was at. I think from around 98, 99 onwards, eBay was definitely where it was at. Used to get lots of great bits. Yeah, there was some great bits off eBay. And I used to send cash before I had a PayPal account. I used to physically go to a bank, change my Great British pounds into dollars, and then send it off, and then hope somebody just didn't pretend like they didn't receive it. There was some of that. And JP, it wasn't Major Flavors. It was another one. That was the one with Ron. But there was another one. There was another one that Destiny was at. It was round the back of Piccadilly. I think it was a short-lived store. I don't think it was there for long. What about you, Stevie?
I can just remember like staying up to some crazy hours, like 1 or 2 in the morning, waiting for the bid to go down in the last 5 minutes to make sure I got it. I mean, that's just. I look back and I think, what was I doing? But that's how I built my collection. I mean, I have told the famous story when I did go in Expansion Records in about 89, 90. And they just got a box on the floor of promotional CD singles. And the main guy, I mean, Paul would have heard of him, a guy called Dean Johnson who run the shop. He wasn't in that day. And there was a guy in there called Chris. And I said to Chris, how much are these? What? I said, what are these? And he went, they're like promotional CD singles. And I said, they've got no covers. They've only got like back covers on them. He goes, yeah, no, that's how they get sent to radio. There's no front covers. There's just back covers with the track list. I went, well, how much are they? And he went, well, they're all new, Jack. No one's going to buy them. You can have them for £1 each, Steve. And I was reluctant. I'll be honest, I was reluctant to take them out of the shop, but I'm so glad I did. I walked out that morning with a box full of promotional CD singles. You know, and to this day, some of them are worth hundreds of dollars, like the Troop ones. Both the Troops were in there. That's My Attitude, Spread My Wings. There was a few guys, Cool Schools. I couldn't, but I mean, I'm so glad I got that box to this day.
Yeah,
but
and
Paul, we were talking about, have you ever spent any crazy hours on eBay on bidding wars trying to get these promo CD singles?
Oh God, yeah. The when eBay started, you were able to hoover up so much because people didn't know who they were, who anyone was. I was remember there was this one thing where I was getting like Earth Girls, Love of My Own remix. There's like the CD, like less than $1. But I think I overheard BJ saying you literally had to go and send cash in an envelope, and you'd wait weeks and weeks and just hope that this cash would get there. I did spend $1,000 once on Prince in a box. That's a whole nother story, where I paid $1,000 to get every Prince record in a box. That's what he tagged it as. But yeah, you'd stay up and you get that bid frenzy, wouldn't you? Right at the end, where you just you don't want to lose it, and all of a sudden you've got up and you're like, wow, how have I just spent all that money? But yeah, they were the pre-easy sniper days. But yeah, I was in those. I think when I was shopping like at the time, it was the 12 inches that you could get. You could not get the promo CD singles. They were like absolute. That was like a second wave of collecting once eBay hit, once Discogs hit. But at the time, it was all about that beloved promo 12 inch. And they were like drug dealers. You had like your promo dealer. And there was a guy called Jasper that I used to go and meet in Jasper. I used to go and meet him in the subway at Elephant and Castle, and you do like these dodgy exchanges. You had cash in your hand, you sort of go up, shake his hand, and he'd give me like Tony Thompson. He'd give you all these 90s, and I'd met him outside Unity. He used to stand outside Unity like with his bag. Have you seen this? And he gets some Uptown 12. Have you seen this? You want more? Come and meet me here and give me your list. And yeah, that's when it was quite a dark days. I was spending every penny I had on these promos, and you wouldn't bat an eyelid at spending £50 on a promo, you know, one of these rare remix promo. It wouldn't even bat an eyelid. It'd just be, yep, I'm having it, because you knew that if you didn't, you'd never see it again, and someone else would have it. So
well, that leads me to my next question, and you both don't have to answer this, but I'm sure you had a budget in terms of how much you was prepared to spend on one of them CD singles. I mean, what was the most you've ever spent on one? Can you reveal that, or what was your budget? Let's say a budget. What would you not go over a certain price? I mean, for me, it got to about £80 at one point, and I thought this is getting silly. £80 on a CD single.
No, I think I won't go into what the most expensive stuff I've bought, because I don't think this is this is not the.
It is part of the collecting and how mad collectors.
I will say a story about Jasper. So Jasper, he had a promo copy, the 12 of Guy Dog Me Out, and this man knew me, man. He's like VJ. This is crack to VJ. This is like crack cocaine to VJ.
That's what it felt like, didn't it? It did feel like that.
He charged me 40 quid for the bloody 12-inch. Now you can get it for 3 quid or something on eBay, probably, with a 12-inch. But at that time, I was like, £40, bargain. Guy Dog Me Out promo 12-inch. I'll have that all day. And then I was talking to him about the New Jack Swing master cuts and like compilations. And it was interesting hearing Jasper talk. And I think all record dealers were the same at the time. They're like, New Jack Swing master cuts? No, we don't do compilations. We only deal with original 12s. And there was a little bit of arrogance about that. And but I get it. You'd rather have the original 12 than a compilation, right?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. What about you, Stevie? What's the most you've spent on a record?
Well, like you say, I think I capped it off at like £80. I think I thought, should I go up to like 100, 120?
Yeah.
I thought, this is getting ridiculous. This. How can you actually justify it? But compare, I'm saying £80. Look at the prices on Discogs now.
Yeah.
Look at the price. You go on Discogs now, and some of them are like $300-400 to pick up. How much would you say is something like Jodeci, Forever My Lady remixes? That's like $400 CD single.
That's I don't have that 12. I have the 12. I don't have the CD for that one. I've got the Gotta Love remixes, both of them. But the Forever My Lady on CD, that would be $400 or $500 easy, I reckon.
Well, that's it. I mean, I'm saying £80, and that sounds a lot, but it's nothing compared to what you're looking at now.
No, it's not.
It's a snip. It's a snip.
Yeah. And JP, you're right. I probably do have. I bought Teddy's kitchen sink and sofa as well. Yeah, amongst all that stuff, I'd go into the record shops and say, "Is there any new Teddy Riley stuff that's come out?" And they'd have my number, and they'd just pull out what he'd done that week, and it was cool stuff, man. But Paul's having difficulty today, I think. First time
he was all right then. That room he moved to, it was fine. Unless he's getting a virtual background or something. He was fine there.
I don't know what's happening.
Benson's there. He bought a Japanese promo CD of Dangerous. And it arrived 3 days before UK release.
Oh, that's
he didn't care, and he didn't care how much it cost him. Well, there you go.
That would have been cool. That would have been cool to listen to Dangerous 3 days before it came out.
A Japanese promo of Dangerous.
Yeah. I remember being in, I bought that from W.H. Smith, the cassette. I bought it, and so I could listen to it on my Walkman. And I think I got the CD and the vinyl later on. But yeah, I needed that tape. I needed to listen to it straight away. Yeah, but that was good stuff. So what we're going to do?
Because, my joke now is, with this dwindling small pool of actual collectors, say up to about 50, I think we've just got over 20 of these collectors on live tonight.
Yeah, look at
probably about 50 left in the world, didn't they, who collect these things?
There's 50 and like
a small pool, and everyone kind of knows one another.
20 of them are on here.
Nice, nearly pulling half of the collectors on this live tonight.
Yeah, Last Exit said, what's he said? He said, yeah, this could morph into a 12-step program for vinyl addiction.
Oh, stop it.
You're not wrong, mate. You're not wrong, man. We need help. Like, we need to go through the steps and forgive everybody that we've upset. What is it saying? Whitney Houston, Something in Common remixes. Depends which remixes you're talking about. Something in Common. There's some mad remixes. What's it? That really rare CD single. What's that one? It's worth like $300-400. That one, I think, if that's the one you're talking about.
Here's a name from the past. R&B Breeze. He's a big collector. Good to see R&B Breeze on the live here. We've got Strictly Swing Show from France. We've got Kev the Chef. Last, we've got Malik. My gosh, they're all here tonight.
Yeah, R&B Breeze. Nice to have a little video call with you today. It was nice to see you. Good stuff. R&B Strictly Swing, William. Yeah, it does hurt when you miss out on things. And JP, you never really got into CD singles. You were always a vinyl man, and used to think I was a nutter when I used to ask for promo CDs. Yeah, all good. So, shall I try calling Paul?
Let's see where he is. I think he's just dropped.
All right.
I missed him. He says backstage. Try calling. There he is. Got him.
All right, cool.
He's back.
All right, great. All right. So how should we do this today? So do you want
let's warm up with a few. I'm sure Paul's got a few suggestions.
Okay.
He wants to warm up with a few things that are not in his top 10.
See, Stevie, you just mentioned it, and Paul's just pulled it out. Man.
Yes.
Forever My Lady remixes on CD single. Wow, that's one on my wanted list. That's one that's eluded me, man. What a
big shot of that. I can't. Why? All right.
A big shot
of it. Won't do it.
That's all right. So, yeah.
Never mind.
It was a good. It's a good thing that is. These are all eBay days. All these things. All these crazy Jodeci things. But anyway, I just love to hear that.
Talking about earlier, those
weird things. Yeah.
Yeah. DJ all day. You're right. The shot Norman Sounds was between. It was on St. Mark's Place between 2nd and 3rd. Norman Sounds was brilliant. It was a fantastic shot. Paul will know that well as well. Norman Sounds.
I've got a brilliant story about that. Brilliant story. And Astor Place. Yeah. So I went over with. That was a budget. I had a budget, and I was in Norman Sound. There's a shop called Sounds. It was just called Sounds. It was up the street, and they used to put horrible stickers right on the CD that you couldn't take off. They were like permaglue ones. And no mobile phones. It's 1999. And my girlfriend at the time was like in my ear saying, you got to be back. You got to meet me. You've got 45 minutes. That's it. 45 minutes. So, you got to meet me back at this station. There's no phones. You can't do it. So I went through all these CDs in this shop, and they were 99 cents a pop. Yeah. And I only had like $40 left. So I went through the whole shop all the way around, and I picked up everything I wanted, and I put back all the stuff that I didn't. And when I got to the desk, they said, "Thank you. You do know it's buy one, get one free today."
What?
And I was like,
oh, mate, that would have been horrible.
I put the whole lot back.
What did you put back? What did you put back? That's all I want to know. What did you leave back behind? And is it still there?
Like, what was that everyday track? MQ3. Was it MQ3?
Yeah, MQ3 every day. Yeah,
every day. I think there was 2 copies of Malik Pendleton. I bought one out of the album, but I didn't buy the other one. It was those type of crazy gems at the time. But it was 1990. It was like Sister, Frederick remix. There was all of those type. They had Gin and Juice promo. It was everything you could think of at that time. Yeah, and they'd obviously just raided MCA because I had Anthony Hamilton. I did pick that up, the one with Total Ecstasy on it, that little rare sort of 3-tracker. And up the road at Norman Sounds was my best ever find that same day, where the guy from the Capitol promos had literally just been in, and he had 4 copies of a CD reference with Mike Etheridge written on it. And I was like, Mike Etheridge, I remember that name from the Blackstreet credits. Mike Etheridge, part of the Neptunes, and he had 4 copies, and he literally just got them off the Capitol dealer guy, and he's like, "Yeah, they're $1 each," and I bought all 4, and that's how the Mikey CD got into the ether, because I had a copy, my brother had a copy, Vij had a copy, and I stupidly sold a copy to Mission 98.
And he let you buy all 4.
Sorry?
And he let you buy all 4.
Yep, let me buy all
At
four.
$4, $4 for 4 copies of the original CD reference of My Key. And there's some lunatics online that believe that it's not real. And unless you've actually heard it, we don't need to say the name of who these people are.
No, we don't say the name, but
no. But when if you listen to the audio quality on that reference CD, that is a proper CD. That's from the record label. So anybody that says that that's not the reference CD or not the original promo, you're talking nonsense. And like me and Paul, Stevie, all of us, we're serious collectors. We know our stuff and we know what's a CDR, what's fake and what's not. We're pretty good with that stuff. We're not idiots. So to second guess us and tell us that we're wrong, that was bang out of order. And that person knows who they are. And if you're watching, it's nonsense. You just don't have it, mate. That's all it is. It's all right. You don't have it. If they don't have it, it's all right. You know, you'll find a copy one day, hopefully. Good luck.
I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen another copy of those 4 with the one I sold to Mish. Yeah,
they pressed 4 copies and you bought them all, Paul.
they pressed 3 and I got 4 of them. That's how deep it. That's how rare the thing is.
Yeah,
great.
I'm just thinking. I'm looking at who's on live tonight and who's commenting, and I bet at some point in the last 20 years or 30 years that we all would have been on eBay at the same time bidding on the same CD. Crazy, isn't it? On an eBay bid. That's just
I got a text once from Mike Stevens to say, "Were you the guy that just outbid me on Deja Groove album?" And I was like, "Yeah,
wow,
sorry." But Jamie Hawkins was my best ever buy online. That was my best ever buy because it was it came up on my watch list. And you know, you get up in the middle of the morning sometimes, 5 o'clock in the morning, in a little watch list on the old eBay. You used to get a little watch list eBay saying this song is this item's now available on eBay. So I went over to it and there was this lady that was just selling shoes and bags, and she had one CD for 99 cents it was, and it was $6 postage pre-Brexit. So for $6.99 I got an absolute minty Jamie Hawkins. I was like, that was my luckiest absolutely luckiest purchase.
But you know what was mad about that? You paid 99 cents for it. That's mental, man. That's mental. Like
same as I did for Born in August tape. That was 99 cents sealed. Absolute crazy. Buy it now. You just have to know, don't you? You just have to know. It's one of these weird.
I mean, now being that we're in 2026 now, where do you think, in terms of trying to get this stuff, where do you think we are now? Is it all over? Do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think the people that bought it want to keep it. I think what's happening now is that we're being inundated with these incredibly rare cassettes, like studio cassettes of this unbelievable stuff with like handwriting on that there must literally just be ones of. And it's the weirdest thing. I love the fact that they exist, but I don't really want to know they exist because it means you're never going to get them. So, but yeah, that sort of, I think that's the next realm. I think all of those cassettes and CDs, they're all happily nestled in someone's collection, not really going anywhere, because that's the rarity of them. The people that wanted them got them. And I don't even know if you'd fetch that much money if you put them on. I think those people aren't even in that game anymore like we used to be.
Well, like you say on YouTube, like you say, there is a few channels that have revealed them demo tapes, real. Otherwise, we never got to hear them, because that is the next. It's probably the last realm, unless you go reel to reel after that, or that. It's the last realm of real rarity, scarcity promo stuff that we're seeing.
Yeah, that's where it's at. And this stuff that's coming up quite now is just mind blowing. Our good friend Zach in it, VG's always uncovering this stuff. It just listen to this. I can't cope. I just have to say, please. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah. Now Zach's brain is a bit different. I mean, he was the one that told us about this is before it became common knowledge, because within a day or two of Zach telling us, it was everywhere. And it was that classic example track, Don't Make Me Wait.
The little Jap one, the Eddie F thing. Yeah,
the Eddie F remix with intro, Kenny Green on there. And it's only on the Japanese release. The American one has a different version. So if you want that, that's where you'd find it. Why am I telling people here, man? They're all going to snap it up before. So you can't share things here because it gets a bit mad because we're all competition against each other as well, aren't we? This is, if you see who's who in this chat, it's madness, isn't it? You look at this, the names on here, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
and I've got this Chris Bender debut. Yeah, I remember buying. Who said this? Yeah, I bought that Chris Bender.
Kev the Chef said that.
I'm just remembering all the collectors' wars of about 20 years ago with collectors online falling out with one another and how crazy it got at one point. You know what I mean? It's funny how as you get older, you mellow out a bit and it all chills out a bit, you know. Anyway, guys, you must have your lists. Do you want to mention any before we get into your big top tens and why you've put them at top 10? Anything to ask VJ before we get into that?
Okay, so I wanted to say one thing. So the rules around today were promo only remixes. So remixes that were only available on promo. So I'm going to share a few.
Well, hold on a minute. What happened? Like I was saying earlier, what if it came out as a promotional CD single only, but the 12 got put out for DJs to buy? But it's still the only way you could get it on CD was as a promotional CD only.
I'd say that
was a few
that
times
goes on
like
my
that,
release. That goes on my
you see, and like everybody in this list, if they understand, if they listen to these rules carefully, they're going to think, they're going to call us out. They're going to say that's released. That's
here's one. For example, here's one, and Paul, you'll know this well. It came out as a promotional CD single only, but it got released properly as a vinyl 12. Shantae Savage, Bet You'll Never Find Another Love Like Mine.
Yeah.
The old school mix. Now you could only get, if you want it on CD, it's a promo only. But you can actually buy it as normal as retail as a 12. So does that count? Or I've had to leave that at my top 10. Does that count or not?
That was in mine until I found out that but for me, it has to have been. I've been even more critical, and I'll go on to a couple of things that were in my top 10 that had to come out of my top 10 because they've now been released on streaming as part of. Yes. So I'll go with one. I'm just going to.
Just with talking about physical copies. We're talking about physical copies, right, Stevie?
So I'm going down the Mr. Cheeks, Mary J. Blige. For me, was just when you heard that whatever it was, the Method Man thing was this is one of the 12s that I got off that Jasper guy, and it's now on that was in my top 10, but it's now come out because it's on the Expanded My Life on the on Spotify. So for me, that's no longer promo only. That is now released. That's how deep and sad I've been on it.
Okay. So you can do that because I'm going to go off physical releases. So if it's on streaming, I can't help with that because then that gets crazy because there's so much stuff on streaming. And you could even count YouTube because there's stuff on YouTube as well. People have uploaded stuff on YouTube. So everything we've put on, almost everything, would probably be on YouTube in some guise or another. So how I've done it, I've just gone off physical issues. Okay. But that's fine. It'll be an interesting list nonetheless. And so, Stevie, do you think we should talk about songs that didn't make our list now, or shall we do that?
Mention a few. I'm sure you got loads. You can mention a few.
So I had 56 on my sad list. Not that I was counting.
Okay,
that's a lot.
You know what? I think,
and this is not even touching the
surface. We do the list first because I think if somebody has that song in that list and then we've just
it might get mentioned.
So it might mess up their thing.
Yeah, let's do the top 10, and after it, I've got plenty of time to mention other stuff.
Yeah, cool. Let's go, man. Let's do this.
Well, seeing as Paul is our special guest tonight, we're going to ask Paul, what is your? We're going to go round, so it'd be like all mention our 10s, or then 9s, 8s, until we finally get down to 2, and then we'll go 10 to 2, and then number 1. So, Paul, starting at number 10, what is in your list, please?
Oh God, it's such a tricky one.
Tell the story behind it. If you got a story behind it, you want to talk about it, where you got it, and you can do all that as well.
Okay. Just let me count because I just want to count back. There's one track that I know put my life on it that VJ's going to have in it, and I might just take it out because it's an absolute waste me putting it in it, if that makes sense. Because I've stuck between sort of 94 and 95, and there was one, so I'm going to kill that one off. It is one of the best, but I'm going to kill it because I know VJ will mention it. So
Yeah, but
2, 3, 4,
you
5,
can't have a
6,
top 10
7,
just
8.
because somebody else might have it in their top 10.
I don't want to waste it. It's like a waste.
Why
But
is it
anyway,
wasted?
I'm going for
it's your
this.
personal top 10. It's your memories, Paul.
This is going to be number 10 for me.
Okay.
So this is the Rhythm of the Games LaFace promo, Rhythm of Black Lifestyle. It's a LaFace compilation, and I had a Wild Groove, whatever it was, bootleg, and the track on it that I absolutely love is TLC Kick Your Game, the Jermaine Dupri remix, which featured Craig Mack, one of Craig Mack's best ever raps, Bang 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 at Your Door, if you know it. And for me, that is got to be up there, absolute killer for me, because it was just, you just never see it, was never really spoken about, and absolutely.
What else was on that compilation? I've never seen that.
You've never seen this?
No.
It had Mad Drama, Ain't No Room, which never came out.
Yeah, that was.
It had Tonight, A Few Good Men, but not the remix, sadly, because that's, see, for me, if I was going into a whole other thing, remixes that were on 12 that have never been on CD, that's another massive one that we could do one day. But Tonight by A Few Good Men, the Untouchables remix of that, was only on the 12.
Paul, I have that CD. Is that a promo only CD? I can't remember if it's a promo only CD. It is a promo, right? Okay, I can't remember.
Spot the barcode.
No. I believe you. I have it. I just can't remember. But that is
I think I've got on a bootleg the mix, that mix you're talking about.
Brilliant. But the mix that everybody talks about is the Eddie F remix of Kick Your Game with AZ.
Was that the one on the tape, though? That's the tape only, isn't it?
That's the tape. Yeah, that's the one.
Wow.
Killer. And JP, you mentioned what's the 411, the 12-inch. I think I didn't know anybody else that had got it, but this is what's the 411 12-inch.
Wow.
It's that sticker that I love that you can't get off, but I love the
you know where that is, Rock and Roll Heaven in Orlando. I bought it in 2000, around 2000, I think, for $4, and one of the best purchases I have. So, who's going next, Stevie? How should we do? Who should
go next? We'll go backwards.
All right, cool. So my number 10, it is something that Paul has mentioned already, and he mentioned it's being on streaming. So the original was produced by Chucky Thompson, Puff Daddy, and co-produced by Prince Charles. Remixed by Poke for Trackmasters and Puff Daddy for Bad Boy Entertainment. And mine is Mary J. Blige featuring Mr. Cheeks, I'm Going Down remix song. And I understand why you'd put it in. I understand, Paul, why you would remove it because it's on streaming platforms. But I've gone off physical releases. So because of that, that's my Mary J. Blige inclusion in my top 10. And she would have had so many more. Mary J. Blige has some killer unreleased tracks that are only on promo. So...
But that took me so long to find. I had it on a bootleg orange label thing. It had Soul Power or something on it. And that I bought that for a fortune, the bootleg. But that mix was just the one to get. Absolutely. Mr. Cheeks. If you want to go really deep, the non-rap version's never been released. So there you go. It's only Mr. Cheeks version that's on the stream, not the non-rap. So there you go.
Does the non-rap version exist?
Non-rap version is unreleased if you want to be a real geek like me. So that's the one.
What's it on? What's it on?
The My Life expanded edition on.
Oh yeah.
And they've got all the the classic 4-tracker, the Mary 4-tracker. They've got and me and Vij argue about this all the time because I know that my copy's original and I know that his isn't. But the the Mary J, that 4-tracker, the Fugees mix is the only one that didn't come out. The Fugees mix of what was it? Which was the Fugees one? Be With You, I think it was. That's the only one that's not come out. The other 3 are on that expanded edition, but not the Fugees mix.
Okay. What about you, Stevie?
Well, I just want to say good evening to. We've just had a substantial increase in live viewers, so what we wish you all a good evening. We're talking about promo only remixes that predominantly came out in the 90s. We're delving deep on the R&B deep dive tonight. We've got VJ and Soul Guru with us. Welcome you all. Get in the chat. If you've got anything you want to say, we'll, as long as it's PG, parental happily, we'll put it up on the screen. Anyway, we're reviewing our 10 out of 1 top 10 remixes. My number 10 takes me back to my nightclubbing days of the late 90s, 97, 1998. I just got the great news that this club that I was hanging around in, the DJ said to me, why don't you do a warm-up? Why don't you come and be a warm-up DJ for me, Steve? It was a big nightclub in the Northwest. There was over 500 people in there every week. We were getting PAs down there like Ali, Truce, Honeys. Any UK R&B artist at the time did a PA on a Saturday night. And big shout to Errol Phipps, he was on all the major record labels. He was like a top 5 priority DJ with Trevor Nelson. I remember going in the record companies and they'd have on the back wall in the club promotions, they'd have like the top 5 DJs in the country. And he was in that circle and he took me down there with him. So I started doing these warm-up sets and this promo came out, this promo 12. And I just wanted it so bad. I was like, I didn't get it sent in the post. I think Errol may have got it mailed in the post. I think eventually it came out on a Sony Still Smoking CD, which was still promo only, remember? So I'm pretty convinced this didn't officially come out. It's a Dark Child remix. It's got a rap in it. It's got a big sample from Slave in it. Can we narrow this down, guys? Can we narrow this down? It's Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam. Baby,
wow,
you are.
Great song.
From 1997. I used to hammer it out in the club. There you go. That's the one. Big £10 promo.
Yeah, that's a brilliant song. What a remix, man. What a remix, man. Killer remix.
Is it Shanta on the rap? I can't remember who's rapping on it.
I absolutely adored that. When that came out,
it was a bomb, wasn't it? Absolutely. Who was rapping on it? I can't remember. Was it Shauna? Someone in the comments.
I think it was Shanta, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Loved it.
And did it ever come out properly, that?
No,
I can't remember if it did.
No.
All right. And can I just share with everybody a little thing? Like, Paul takes the piss out of me. This is his thing. I shared it with you earlier, Stevie. Paul says, if there's a remix he wants me to listen to from 1993, he said, I'll say, VJ, there's no point you listening to this. It's post 1992. You don't listen to anything past 1992. That's his ongoing. No. So I might not have so many songs that are later in the 90s, but I know all of these songs, so it should be very good regardless. But Paul thinks it's hilarious, and he laughs in the same manner every single time.
I laugh at myself. It's one of those things.
As long as it makes you laugh, mate. As long as it makes you laugh. See, what he said, look.
Always on a Japs. Oh, Zach's coming.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Oh, no.
This is what the geeks in this crowd are they're gonna call us out on everything we get wrong.
Oh dear. Well, I don't have the Jap CD. I've never even seen it, so I wouldn't know, would I?
It's all right. It counts.
Right,
Paul. Number 9, please.
Number 9. There were a few big producers back in the late 90s that just sort of, I don't know, they were huge in that New Jack Swing time, and then they just sort of faded away. I can't explain it, but one of the guys that I feel that didn't really reach the full potential was after sort of 92, 93 was Dallas Austin. I think that there was bits of greatness, and then once he got that label, he just sort of disappeared. He was never the same. But there were a few little gem remixes, and it's something that I actually have never owned on CD and still don't, but it was on a really strange little label called Zoo, and the remix never came out, and it was for Earth, Wind and Fire's Philip Bailey.
That was on my list. That is a fantastic CD single. Is incredible. That is.
I know. I don't have it.
That is proper rare.
The Here With Me remix. I played it. It's just that mix from sort of the end of swing to what we sort of call R&B.
Right.
Just had that.
The sounds of it.
That little. It's almost like pitched at -8 swing beat, isn't it? Imagine if you pitched it up, it would be there. But his vocals. I mean, I don't think we ever heard the original production. I think it's one of these ones where Robert Brooke is in and someone else or Brian McKnight and Robert Brooke. It's got a whole mess. That whole album is like reproduced. But
so hold on, who was it? It was Brian McKnight, Robert Brookins, and Dallas Austin, right? So Robert Brookins did the original. Then there was additional production by Brian.
It. No, original by Brian McKnight that we've never heard.
Additional production by Robert Brookins.
Then and then remixed by Dallas Austin.
What I mean, those three alone, man. Brian McKnight, Robert Brookins, and Dallas Austin done.
And Philip Bailey, of course.
And Philip Bailey.
Still good.
Incredible.
So that's the mix for me. Is the main mix. 4 minutes 31.
That's the only one. That's the one.
It.
The main mix.
But that's my number 9. That is.
Wow. And when you said that, I had another list with that song on there, and I think I deleted it by mistake. And it missed the list, but I'm glad you mentioned it. So
but you love that mix. That's a great. You've always loved that mix, anyway. We love
fantastic, killer.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Over to you, VJ, number 9, please.
Number 9 is not the. So this is not the original item, but I'll just mention. I wanted to mention this is an artist on Uptown Records. This was only on promo, unless somebody tells me it's on some obscure compilation or something. There's going to be somebody that tells me some shit here. I know it. But it is Néstor Velasquez, Personality, J Love Radio Mix, produced by the Hitmakers, remixed by James L. Jones and the Hitmakers. And it's this is just the cassette. This is just the cassette.
Yeah, but it's on this.
Yeah, Paul, screw you, Paul. Forget it. Forget you, man. Forget it. You just stop reading my list, man.
Do your homework.
All right, mate. All right. It's in my list, yeah, and I'm going off the promo CD and the promo 12-inch because that's where it is. None of those silly compilations. No?
But this wasn't a silly compilation. This compilation.
It don't count. It don't count. It don't count. Doesn't count. It's not. Is it? It's not.
It says 100%. It says 100% there, Vij. I don't think.
Listen, guys. Listen. Let a man die before you bury him, please.
Yeah.
You know that's African saying. Let a man die before you bury him, please.
You guys, man. What the hell, man?
Oh dear.
All right.
It's like a screensaver. It's just like a screensaver for you. Like the old Windows screensaver.
Thanks, man. Put that shit away now. Put it away, man.
But that is a brilliant remix.
Regardless of whether it's released or not, for me, it's that the CD single and the promo 12, absolutely incredible. And Néstor Velasquez, where did that album go? What was wrong with Uptown MCA, and why did it not come out?
Well, that's probably for another podcast. That's probably for the unreleased albums podcast that we might get around to doing.
Oh man, yeah.
Which might cause a fight.
The hip hop mix was good on this, Vij.
Fantastic.
What a record! Just what a record. Anyway, next.
Fantastic.
TV.
Number. What we on number 9?
Sorry, Vij. I'm really sorry.
It's all right. If I've got one like that, I'm taking you down, man. I'm taking you down, son. I've got some ammunition here of things that I think you might call out, and I'm going to show you the release copy of that shit too.
Oh gosh, go
on, Stevie. What's going on? What
year would you say Neo Soul started?
95.
Oh, look at that.
I'm looking at the cover of this artist now, and it's very Neo Soul, and I'm almost having a light bulb moment because I think this artist that I'm going to mention has been completely forgotten about. When the 12 dropped, it just had like the regular album extended mixes, and then this double pack promo 12 dropped, and then 2 separate promo CD singles dropped. But I don't think anyone's going to. Possibly you, Paul. You know this, but I can't see anyone mentioning this tonight. But the mix is the R&B radio hip hop mix, which was on the double pack promo and on the promotional CD single. And the artist in question is Margie Coleman, Winning Over You. It had a big groove in it. Boom, ba-da-ba-bum. Boom,
this is the Northwest speaking here because these tracks are big in the Northwest.
Oh, you think back to that Margie Coleman album? Is that Neo Soul in 1994?
I think you're right.
It could well be, and we just didn't realise.
Her and Bridget Williams were probably
way before Angie Stone. That's Angie Stone before Angie Stone.
You're right.
That image. She's
Yeah.
been well forgotten. Whatever happened to her? That was one album, then she disappeared, didn't she?
Yeah, and there's another 12-inch that's got a good remix. It was only on the 12 as well. I picked it up
Oh,
recently.
and shout out here, Novell Hodge is in the house. Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Yeah.
Can I then just drop in a rare one that I wasn't going to put in the top 10? Is a Novell remix that was like some crazy. This is pure Zach. This one. So it was on East West, and the album was absolutely terrible. But there was one track, and the remix I think was only on a promo CD single. I don't even think it made 12-inch, and it's by a guy called Dino, and the remix called Endlessly.
Wicked.
And Novell's chops on this are just absolutely off the hook. And it just didn't quite reach the top 10, but I found it last night, and I couldn't actually believe how good. I was speechless. The solo on it was just so there. So Novell, and if that is the Novell, he is our man. We love that guy. And thank you for being here, Novell.
That's a fantastic song. The one I would have liked to put into this list if it could have made this. Regina Bell, The Deeper I Love. That Novell Hodge remix is insane. If you guys haven't got the Regina Bell, The Deeper I Love, it's on a Columbia sampler, and is there a promo CD single of that as well? There is a promo.
Yeah, I got that recently. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic.
I loved that track for ages on that. So I was on those slow jams, Columbia slow jams. I think it's volume 3. I think I sent it to you guys, didn't I? I was like, this just sounds like it's untouchable. There's no what's you call it? Is there no credits?
Phenomenal.
And then all of a sudden it's on Discogs on a CD single. Yes, thank you very much.
Dino had some big hits in the 80s, you know, some big dance freestyle hits. Yeah, you must remember 24/7. That sold that R&B. So it sounded like Night and Day. I'll be sure. You don't remember that from '88?
No, I had a life. I don't remember.
See,
that.
no, the thing is, it's interesting. It's interesting, Paul. I think you're missing a trick here, because like you're in your little bubble. You understand what you understand. I'm in my little bubble. I understand what I understand.
I know Stevie. I know he's got the deepest.
He's like Rain Man. He's like Rain Man. He knows he's different planet, man.
I know he does. Who's that guy that you love, Stevie? That producer, Christopher. What is his name? That guy you love? It's on like the Paisley Park things. You were following some of his stuff over the last sort of 10 years. He was a producer on those late 80s, early 90s pop things. There's a guy that you absolutely love, producer. It'll come to me. But
I forgot. It's not the guys who produced Rihanna, is it?
No, it was this one guy, and you were really going on about I think you even interviewed him or met him or something. But yeah, no, Stevie knows his stuff. I know, late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah, Gardner Cole.
That's it, Gardner Cole. That's
brilliant. That is that's good stuff.
You know your stuff, mate. You know your stuff.
I appreciate that.
And
so do you too. So do you too.
Yeah. And what Novell said is the Nesto album didn't come out because he had the producers, which he did. And we've heard a lot of that album with snippets from the Matt White show and other stuff. Paul, you managed to capture a lot of that stuff, but politically he wasn't supported. And even like Novell's saying that Sylvia Rhone was backing him. So it's mad that it didn't come out because it's a real shame.
Right, time's flying, guys. So let's get to number 8. Paul, what's your number 8, please?
Sorry. So there were a couple of labels that were never very good at releasing things, always had to have promo only. And this was the one I bought from Jasper. It was like a prized possession. But one of my favorite remixers from back in the day is a guy called Alan All-Star Gordon. And everything he touched to some degree was just out there, just amazing guy. And he there was one artist that sort of came back from the abyss in the sort of mid 90s, early 90s, had 2 albums on Reprise, and the second album had tracks on it produced by Babyface. Babyface's stuff was always remixed and never released, but the one that I put at number 8 was El DeBarge, Can't Get Enough. The
wicked tune, man. Wow. Remix. Fantastic remix, man.
Always loved it. I've got the CD single now, of course, post But there was also the brilliant Elder Barge slide remixes that were unreleased at Jermaine Dupri. But just as an artist, some of his, I mean, these are gorgeous. Look at these things. No one understands how gorgeous these are. My wife looks at these
yeah.
What are you doing?
Only us crack addicts understand what it looks like. To see a Reprise label, of course, we understand. The different colors, the blue, the yellow, the green, beautiful.
It's wrong, isn't it? So wrong. Anyway, there you go.
And all right, so my number 8, I've got a feeling somebody's going to say it's released on something. That's fine. I only know this is a promo only single. It has 5 samples. Synthetic Substitution by Melvin Bliss from 1973. Lafayette Afro Rock Band, Darkest Light from 1972. Masters of Ceremony, The Master Move a cappella scratch mix from 1988. Dyke and the Blazers, Let a Woman Be a Woman and Let a Man Be a Man from 1969. This is remixed by DJ Clark Kent. The original was by Timmy Allen. It is obviously Clark's strictly hip-hop mix of High Five. She's Playing Hard to Get. I don't have the original 12. I don't have the CD.
I don't.
I have this bootleg.
Same thing.
Playing Hard to Get. This was incredible. And DJ Clark Kent, rest in peace. What a guy, man. What a guy, man. And that period, that 91, 92 period, Clark Kent remixes were everything.
It's a great mix. Heavy mixes, them, aren't they? Heavy mixes.
Yeah. And Tony Thompson, also rest in peace. What a voice, man. Over Clark Kent beats. And the hip-hop samples he used in there, incredible. So it's the Clark strictly hip-hop mix, 4 minutes, 22 seconds of magic. If it's released on something, up your bum.
Okay. Keep it clean, man. This is a school night. Anyway, yeah. I thought the first track to feature Jay-Z was Glenn Jones, that Good Thing remix.
Amazing. That's another incredible remix. Also, the Rude Boys, My Kind of Girl, incredible. Yeah, Clark Kent was incredible at the time.
Right, my number 8, arguably one of the best male vocal groups, or just male groups of the 90s. They were very consistent. They put out several albums. We've all got their albums. We all love this group. But I just remember first hearing these mixes. They came out in my cities. They came on a bootleg first, and I was desperate. I never saw the promo. I got the promo about a couple of years later on a stall in Affleck's Palace. But they were around on bootleg first. And years later, I got a promo CD single. I'm sure, Paul, you got the full set of them. But I'm talking about the group Mint Condition. And the track is So Fine for the 9/4 remix. Promo CD single. I don't know if they came out on compilations or anything, but as far as I'm aware, it's still promo only.
Fantastic.
Yes, that's the one. That is the one.
So I had it on that bootleg as well, and it had. Don't say the other tracks on it because one of the tracks is on that.
Yeah, I think mine is as well. Mine is as
well. The 9/4, but this was the one. If I had to pick a Mint Condition track for the top 10, it was going to be this. I don't know how it didn't get in it, but I mean their remixes were just. It was just one thing after another. I mean, they were just. And I've, like you say, got the full set now. Got the 12. Got the cassette single.
Look at
got
that.
the CD.
Look at that hype sticker, the white. That's beautiful, man. I don't have that one. That's beautiful.
Yeah, but if you get the UK, there's 2 UKs of these, and then rap and non-rap versions only on the UK. Like the orange ones, it's like a double pack. But yeah, I mean, that was actually £6 Record Tape Exchange. Imagine finding that pre-Discogs days. I was just crying. That was impossible to get. I don't think that even came over.
I think I got mine in '96 for about a £5, on Rod Stall and Affleck Palace.
Yeah, but remember that mix. Nobody does it better. I mean,
fantastic.
Gosh.
But VJ, can you believe we've not done a podcast yet on Mint Condition? So I think we're going to either have to do it on halftime chat or here. We'll have to do something about Mint Condition.
I think if we do it on halftime chat, fine. If we don't do it on there, then I think
we've got to do a top 10 mint condition.
But we should do that with that. Should be one we do with Paul, because I think Paul that would be one that would really suit Paul. That'd be right up his street.
Thank you. I love mint condition. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. That'd be brilliant.
So who's next?
We're at number 7 now.
Okay, I just got to find it. So this one circulated as a bootleg first, and was impossible to find as a released. And I've got to find it. Come on, Paul. Yeah, there it is. And I've still never found the CD single. The album was on Motown from '95, and it had the most incredible set of producers and remixers, and the backing vocals on it, probably the best backing vocals I've ever heard on a track. But this mix was completely reworked, and at the days when Matt White was working at Motown, some of those rare promos were just sneaking out on bootlegs for whatever reason, and one of them, it just had on it the No Pain remix. Eventually I managed to get a copy. It's taken me a long time. It's like £1 on Discogs now, but the Jason Weaver No Pain remix, Rassan Patterson's vocals just kill it. Keith Crouch's original production is unbelievable, but J.R. Swinger, the son of Leroy Hudson, no less, did the remix on that, and I think that for me is a really fantastic remix and never ever released.
So, hold on a minute. Did you say J.R. Swinger is Leroy Hudson's son?
Yeah, Lee Hudson Jr.
Okay, I found that out on the 21st of May, 2026. That is frigging mental, man.
Can I tell you a story about Matt White and Motown Polydor Records?
Go on.
I think this was 98, 1999. Errol, the DJ, took me to London to visit all the club promotions in each record label, and we went to Polydor, and it was the second time I met Matt White, and was in this office, and we sat down he gave us a can of Coke each and everything, and he had his assistant there, and he goes, guys, I want to play you this remix. Remember Ali Feeling You?
Yeah.
He goes, I've got this remix, got to play you this remix. So he gets his system out, plays this remix. And I'm you know me, sometimes I can't keep my mouth shut. But for this occasion, I thought I better keep my mouth shut because it was terrible. It was a terrible. And Errol, bless him's like, oh, Matt, this remix is an absolute killer. And I'm sat there going, no, it isn't. No, this is terrible. Anyway, the remix, I think the remix did come out as a promo, but I don't remember anybody playing it. I don't remember anybody playing that. Just a story that I've, that on there. And I can reveal it now, 30 years on. You know what I mean?
That's mad.
But honestly, I'm looking at Matt and I'm thinking, how can he think this is a killer mix? What was, and this is, I'm like, what's going on, guys? But then I'm just a warm-up DJ. I better don't say anything here. I'm sat next to Errol Phipps. He's like top 5 club DJ in the country, and he's going, yeah, Matt, this is a killer mix. And I'm like, nah, man, we're still good. And
you hold on to these stories till your grave, don't you?
I don't think anybody ever played Ali Feeling You apart from that album mix, that radio mix, which is a great track in itself, wasn't it?
I think it was a Salam Remy mix, wasn't it, or something? I didn't rate that mix, but I love the album mix is absolutely incredible. The album mix is brilliant.
Anyway, we're at number 7. Did you say you're number 7? Yeah, you did. Jason Weaver, VJ, number 7, please.
This is not a record I have. I don't know anybody that has it, but somebody kindly played the songs to me recently. Couldn't give me the copy, but it's remixed by Charlie Marotta.
Oh.
So EPMD Connection, The Munchies by Immature, samples Tomorrow and Scene Affection. Kenny Green extra vocals are frigging insane. Original was produced by Dave Hall. I'm talking about Father MC's All I Want, the remixes, the Uptown mix, 4 minutes, 15 seconds, absolutely insane. And I'm grateful that the person played it to me. And it's one of my most wanted 12 inches. And if somebody doesn't know about that, I've added, another competitor to find that 12 inch on here. So that wasn't clever. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but that's the one. All I Want, Father MC had to be in the top 10. Incredible. And I know it's not Charlie Marotta's not known as like a big producer, but hearing Father MC and different Kenny Green vocals on an EPMD style beat, absolutely killer.
You're giving away your big secret there, VJ. You're giving away a big secret there.
What's that?
Anyway, he's giving away a big secret there. What we got? What's this one? All right, number 7. I've gone with my favorite New Jack Swing group of all time. I had to pick something from them. But the thing is, what was promo and what wasn't promo? But I think these mixes were promo only. Apart from VJ revealing a cassette tape earlier on. But I've gone with all the mixes of Teddy's Jam 2, Guy, Promo 12, CD single, the whole shebang. I don't think they ever came out, did they, properly?
I was going to put Teddy Jam 2 would 100% have made.
Maybe put a dub mix in there. I don't think the dub mixes come out, did they? On any compilations.
So this is the cassette tape, Teddy Jam 2.
Has that got all the mixes on?
It hasn't. So if you can pick one of the mixes, the dub mix is definitely not on there. So you're good. You're good.
That's my number 8. No, 7. Guy, number 7. Only number 7, eh?
Fantastic.
Right. What's this? Ali Allen was very good. Saw rhythm and bass perform at Hammersmith Palais, supporting Father MC. Wow.
Yeah.
Did you see my thing that I saw recently? So on Instagram, I was contacted by Steve Anthony, and he said, and there's a film of it up on his Instagram page, that Rhythm and Bass did the original version of Joe, I'm in Love, and there's a film of them singing it before Joe, I'm in Love. It was called Round and Round, and Joe's people didn't like it. They were doing it, and then they took it back, and he ended up doing it, and it didn't actually come out. And when you think about it, Darkman did the remixes. Do you remember Darkman remixes? And that's all part of the Wild Card, Steve Anthony crew, Lindsley. So there's definitely some truth about it. And we've had this little discussion, me and VJ, and that, and I actually think the production on I'm in Love is quite UK-ish of that time. When you hear it, you know, like the sort of off-key keys and that on it. So that's what I've heard. There is film of it, but you have to be friends with Steve Anthony in order to actually view the clip. But it's Rhythm and Bass I think they're at the Hippodrome or whatever this concert was, and they were performing Round and Round, the original version of the Joe song I'm in Love. Right.
I just wanted to share a quick message from Novell. He just wanted to say something quickly. He just said he also worked on One Night Stand, and Eddie F and Novell did One Night Stand together by Father MC. Just an interesting tidbit if you didn't know. And it makes sense. If you listen to the production on that, it sounds like it's got that Novell sauce on there. But that's that. Go on. What's the next number? Number 6?
Oh, there's this. Talking about that Father MC, this is something that you could probably all try to find because it's on eBay. It's an MCA sampler.
It's fantastic. That's an incredible sampler.
Yeah, Black Music Month 1992.
Everybody needs this sampler.
And it's listed as Father MC. What was the track again, VJ?
Affection. It's called.
No, it weren't. What was it called on the album?
All I Want.
Yeah. Well, on this sampler CD, it's called Affection, and it doesn't have the vocals of Kenny Green or the girls in it. It's just got the original sample of Tamara and Theme.
It's incredible. It's incredible.
Yeah.
And the other thing
you can probably get that cheap on Discogs or whatever now.
100%. But the other gem on there, what's that? Is it called Code Blue or what's it called? Code something?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Code Blue. Get it right. I'll tell you what I know what's going to happen after tonight because I'm just watching the chat. We've reignited collectors. Collectors now after this chat are going to be sharing stuff for the next few weeks.
Yeah, this is going to
be a load of share. We know this is going to go on. It's going to rejig a whole load of sharing this.
We have perpetuated people's crack cocaine record
There'll be
addiction.
stuff sold on Discogs. There'll be stuff sold on eBay, and there'll be a load of private messages and sharing going. But why not? We might not make it. We might not be here tomorrow. So
Exactly. That's what I keep thinking. Bloody hell.
Enjoy your life.
Mention it just to wind things up a bit. You know what I mean? Just to wind things up a bit.
All right, go on. What we on? Number six?
Number six.
Okay, so this one was another one from Jasper back in the day, and the original track was on a really, really crummy soundtrack, and the artist is probably something that you wouldn't link with R&B, but the soundtrack was called Beverly Hills 90210, and I know the guy is cancelled. I know that, and I don't condone anything this guy's done, but he could make a good record, and he definitely was one of the king of remixes. And I know people have said, "Oh, I agree with you, Paul. I don't agree," but for me, it probably could be even my number one. It's that good to turn what the song was into what it is now. It was originally produced by Rhett Lawrence, but R. Kelly took it to another level. The Lisa Stansfield Make It Right remixes, remixes. They are just, for me, Desert Island stuff. Got the CD now. I think it is the groove mix rather than the number one mix. No, it's the number one, the shorter one. R. Kelly's remix number one. Oh, have you got it? Did you? Was it in your list, Speech?
No, it's not in my list, but it should be. But I think this was released. I think it's on an issue somewhere, like in Australia or something. I'm not saying anything. You wanted to mess with me earlier. I'm going to mess with you a little bit, Paul. Yeah. I think it's an Australian release. I think it's available. I'm just going to stop talking now.
Okay, but I love it. And when it came out, it was promo only. So yeah, okay, all right.
Brilliant remix, brilliant.
Killer.
My number six is my only inclusion from Keith Sweat. Keith Sweat has so many unreleased songs. I really wanted to bring this one up. Keith Sweat, Why Me Baby. I definitely wanted to bring that up. The incredible Marley Marl remix of that. But today, my inclusion is remixed by Righteous and iRock. Don't know who they are. Don't know much about them. Original production by Stanley Brown. I'm talking about the hip hop mix at 4 minutes, 18 seconds of Keith Sweat's 91 song, Spend a Little Time. Absolutely bonkers. Fantastic song. Any of those mixes, the club mix, the funk mix, or the hip hop mix, killer. And definitely worth a listen. That's my number six.
I've got that UK one, but I picked this one up in Generation Records, the actual
fantastic
one.
I need a US copy.
Yeah,
I need a US copy of that.
It was super expensive if you look.
How much is it? My eyesight's rubbish now. What does it say? $2.99.
$2.99 plus tax.
I've got the promo 12 of that, and I've got the promo CD single somewhere. That cost me a bit.
Can I just show you this quickly? It's not linked, and I'm sorry to jump in, but how gorgeous was this label design?
Wow.
And yet it was the only thing. Donnell, the original in the hood, it was probably about a year before it came out. But how gorgeous was that? And look, even on the back, they spent some proper money, and this was the only thing on that imprint. Stunning, isn't it?
I think I've seen that imprint on one other thing.
Little tape, this little cassette.
No, there's that tape, but it's also on there's a pressing of Love Thing, a promo CD single of Love Thing. I think it has the Untouchables logo on it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Stunning.
Anyway, carry on. Sorry, guys.
Number 6, Stevie.
Before I get to that, please smash the like button on this podcast. If you smash the like button, goes up the algorithm, and other frenzied collectors might just discover this podcast. Also, on my video tab, I've dropped a video this evening, a vinyl dig video, where I went to the northwest town of Rochdale, which is the home. Spoiler alert in the video, I found a Lisa Stansfield album in this record shop, and it's not one you see a lot on vinyl. It's the 1993 So Natural album, double vinyl. I didn't know. It's very expensive now on Discogs. So guys, if you see Lisa Stansfield So Natural, you can get the CD in any charity shop in the UK for 50p. But if you try finding it on vinyl, it's like £50 upwards. I'm not joking you. They didn't reissue that. Which brings me to my number 6, Mr. Soul Guru's already mentioned it. It was on a bootleg, the same bootleg that had Mint Condition, So Fine on. And, you know, I'd spent £10 on that bootleg, but I so badly wanted the promos. And it took, again, a few more years to actually get hold of the Lisa Stansfield Make It Right promo, which is at my number 6 as well. Would you believe it?
No way! That is something.
And eventually,
hey, you know what? You know what? I think I'm going to leave this podcast. You guys should just get a room or something.
You can watch. It's fine.
How could you not have that in your? It's one of the greatest remixes of the 90s. That, in it. And how?
See, for me, that is what a remix is. When the original is so bad, your ears bleed, that they can put a remix on it, and that it could be one of your favorite records. For me, that's the essence of what a remix was. For me, that epitomizes it, doesn't it?
I remember everybody at the time chasing that mix.
Yeah. But I didn't put it in my list. But isn't it interesting? I pulled it out as well. Still pulled it out. It's fantastic.
That sticker.
Make It Right is killer, man. Killer.
Yeah. We could do a Lafayette Carthon remixes on its own with all the Anita Baker and stuff. Anyway, carry on. Next.
And Malik shout. He's mentioned a couple of Lafayette Carthon tracks. Jerry's song is incredible. The Men at Large is insane. And the Bebe and Sissy Winans is also another great one that I picked out. Was it
Soul Convention? Soul Convention.
Oh, isn't there a Lafayette Carthon remix on here as
well?
Yeah,
but it's a Soul Convention one.
Yeah, that's the one we listened to. But what Malik's mentioned. Yeah. Go. Who's
right?
turning?
So we're at number 5. Number 5, Paul.
Is it for me? Right. Okay. So top 5 now. Now this one, I think as soon as I start opening my mouth on this one, people are going to know exactly what it is. It was supposed to be released, and it's on. If you get the release 12-inch, it's on the sticker, and it says remix by Kevin Dean, and it says it's on there, but it is not on the 12-inch. It's only on the promo 12-inch. So there must have been a huge error with that, but it was never on CD. It's only been on 12, and it took me years and years and years to find it. I had it on those CD hits bootleg albums, 3 albums in one sleeve, the ones where they were CD hits, it was called. And it was the only place I could get it. And it's definitely one of their finest ones because it's a complete rework. It's not just a remix, it's a rework. And it's intros, Funny How Time Flies, the slow mix. So the slow mix was only on this 12-inch and nowhere else. But yet the sticker, the gold sticker up here, said remixes by Kevin Dean, and it's not on the release. Okay. Is that sad, Feej?
No, I'm gonna say something, and
don't say it was in Japan because it wasn't.
No. I'm gonna say the slow mix was available on the released cassette of that. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. If you gave me,
Zach's gonna come on now and say that. All right,
Zach's gonna come on and show us a picture of it, and it's phenomenal though. Phenomenal remix, and fantastic stuff.
Brilliant. You're right. Sorry.
All good. And somebody might call me out because there was a version of this on. Actually, I've put this in, and now I think the cassette had the remixes on there. Damn it! I can't even put this song in there, can I? Damn you! I think I've fluffed it, man. I'm gonna say it anyway. Yeah. So I only knew this as a promo 12-inch and a promo CD single, and it samples Alphonse Mouzon. Poobil from 1977, and if you know that song, you'll know where it comes in. Remixed by the incredible Tony DeFat and Puff Daddy, produced by Devontae Swing. This is my only Jodeci inclusion. It is Daddy's Jeep mix of Jodeci's I'm Still Waiting. I know it's not on this 12, but this is the picture cover of I'm Still Waiting, and I think I'm Still Waiting. I only knew it as a promo 12-inch, but thinking about it, I think the remix was on the cassette single. So I've ruined my own the rules that we created, guys. So sorry about that. But Jodeci, I'm Still Waiting deserves to be in this list. So it is. There you go. That's my number 5.
Okay. Before I get to my number 5, big shout out to Lorena from Total R&B Podcast. Monday night, we will be on Halftime Chat. Namdi is celebrating his 6th birthday being online as Halftime Chat. If you could all do me a favour and join us on Halftime Chat so we can celebrate with Nan for what he's done for the R&B and soul community over the last 6 years on YouTube. He's got all them stories from all those artists. The least we can do is join him and just give him a big shout. Give him his flowers on Monday evening. Also, Sunday evening, we're live on Halftime Chat again, me and VJ, with the New Jack Swing podcast. We'll be running down our all-time top 10 Heavy D tracks. Right, number 5, a very expensive promo for me. I'm not even sure if it made it. Was a promo. I know it's definitely a promotional CD single. Not sure if it's it should have been a 12. I've never seen it though. I'm talking about that guy from New Edition, Ralph Tresvant, and it's the Dupree's Diggy Diamond mix of Money Can't.
Oh, fantastic!
Money Can't Buy Your Love. Cost me a lot of money, that promotional CD single, and it's one I got during the NGS3 days, and I knew nothing about that mix. I'll hold my hands up. I didn't know till about 25 years later because I never heard it at the time. There is like a DJ like hype mix that come out again on a bootleg, which you can get on Discogs. But those Dupree mixes were heavy, very, very heavy. So that's number 5.
Never heard of it in my life.
But I have to say,
it's
my top 10.
Phenomenal. It's a phenomenal.
The one rule I made in my top 10 tonight is that
great inclusion. Incredible.
The one rule is I've got to own them all. There's one that I left out because I didn't own it. I've got like a rip of it, but my top 10 is based on at least I own it. You know what I mean? Whether it come out or not. So there you go.
I'd have a very different list. That's a lot of the stuff I don't have, and like I think my number 3 I don't have. So.
Well, this is it. Some of them are just like impossible to get. You've got to get a rip of it or get a friend to send you a copy of something. You know what I mean? It's one of them.
It's all good.
Right. Where are we
number
at? What
4,
number now?
Number 4.
Okay, so this one I won on Jiggs's show. Okay, so
you won it on his show.
I won it on his show, and you won't believe it when I say what it is, but for me, it's probably the weirdest release in the 90s because this group were huge in the States, and in the same way that Mint Condition were, they were the flagship group for this label. But for some reason, these just unbelievable remixes were not just only released on vinyl, but only released on vinyl in the UK. They didn't even come out in the US. And I won it on Jiggs's show. I phoned him up and I won 2 things that came in the post, which was the original Ron Henson 12-inch of On Point, and this, which was the Tasty remixes. So Indie Soul remix and the Denaire remixes. They're only on this 12 and nowhere else. And it's just one of those crazy, God knows why, maybe somebody, Matt White or co, had something to do with it, but wonderful, wonderful 12-inch, perfect music in my top 5.
I forgot about that, and I did see that on Record Fair recently for about 15 squids. 15 squid I saw it for.
I think it's probably not worth money because people don't really even know it exists. It's one of those.
No, I did get one at the time. I did get one of them.
Huh?
They do now.
They do now. Sorry.
Yeah, everybody's going to go. I bet any that are on Discogs, that's gone now today. Yeah.
Thanks, Jigs.
We got Donald Cleveland in the house.
Hey, DC.
What's up, man?
Gosh, every collector's here tonight. So number 4, VJ.
All right, my number 4, produced by Carl West. It's 4 minutes 57 seconds. I prefer the LP version, but this particular list was about the remixes. So the remix is by Exotic Dom, also known as Dominic Trenier, and Puff Daddy. I'm obviously talking about a song that is only available on this 12, and there's there's a release. No, not this mix. I don't know if it's released anyway. Anyway, for me, it's unreleased. Yeah, so go away if anybody's saying anything else. It's Key West. Hello, I love you. Exotic Dom edit. Exotic Daddy edit. So it's Puff Daddy and Dominic Trenier remix. Fantastic stuff. Love it.
That's the second rarest 12-inch on Uptown Records. And Father MC is probably the rarest. That's probably the second rarest one. Because I know there's only two. You've got one. I've got the other. I don't know anybody else who's got that record.
I don't know if it's. I don't know which is rarer. There's also. I think there are a few copies of that Mary J. Blige. What's the 411? There's two people in this chat that have that. It's one of the rarest. I don't know which is rarer, but it's really, really hard to get hold of. Key West.
Your one has 3 mixes, done it? I've only got 2 on mine.
Yeah. So this one, actually that I fluffed the lines again because yours is a release copy, isn't it?
Yeah, but no one's ever seen it. How can you say it's released when no one's ever seen it?
So my one has the album version. It has the exotic Daddy edit, and it's got a track called Hello IW, which is insane.
I don't think the dub mix is not on mine.
Hello IW is insane, and Key West. Wow, that's holy grail stuff. That is that 12.
Paul sat there going, he's churning. He's going, I've not got that, and I can't say anything.
Yeah.
I have got the tape. I've got the 5-track. What was it? I've got the tape, haven't I? The was it a Key West tape or Tabitha Brace tape? No.
Tabitha Brace
with a rare Key West track on there. The
he's threw in a right hook there. He's threw in a big right hook. He's got the tape.
Yeah, haven't got the.
He's threw in a right hook there. He's got us on the ropes there, VJ. He's got us on the. We had him on the ropes there.
I was Dubois there for a minute on that poor guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
how do you compare with that? Yeah.
Anyway, let's swiftly, before we all fall out, let's swiftly move on to my number 4, Perspective. Now this, again, I had to go on Discogs because the 12-inch came out, but it didn't have this mix on. It had one of the mixes, or one of the abbreviated mixes. Perspective Records. It was on a soundtrack. It's possibly the best thing she's ever done, beyond Soul to Soul. Arguably the best thing she's ever done. I'm talking about Karen Wheeler, the promotional CD single of I Adore You. The official 12 is the Jazzy Flow mix, but the CD single has the Flow mix. So I'm gonna use that mix tonight at number 4 with the best thing she's ever done. I Adore You. That amazing Flow mix,
incredible
mix. And again, another CD.
Who were the Flow? Who were the Flow?
Cost me a lot of money. Cost me so much money, man.
And who were the Flow?
Low Key, was that Low Key? Maybe.
No, it was Jam and Lewis. They were going to have a group called the Flow, I believe.
Wow,
and that was going to be them.
It was with Lance Alexander and Prof T. That was the Flow.
Yeah.
Jam and Lewis, Lance Alexander and Prof T.
You're so Northwest, Stevie. Honestly, this is like madness.
It's the top 10 based on my memories of what I remember.
This is it. It's great. I'm loving it. Because I'm like, I've got my Landon side in. I've got my Northwest Mike Stevens and Co. And all the big things that they used to go on about. And that Jazzy Flow mix was just.
Right. Yeah. I'm an old man and I need to see a man about a dog. So give me a minute.
Well, I can tell you a story about One Way Records and Mike Stevens and when he got the Anthony Hamilton album.
Oh, go on then.
When he got that, I mean, I've never seen a guy, poor old Mike, because I've never seen him for the next 2 years. Every time I was in there on a Saturday, someone would come in and go, Mike, have you got that Anthony Hamilton? Honestly, it went on for 2 years, Paul.
I can imagine.
And I don't know how he put up with it, to be quite honest.
Did you ever hear my Anthony Hamilton story?
Say that again.
So, my Anthony Hamilton story was I was in a record fair in Wembley, and Fish used to come down to do the record fairs in Wembley. You know Fish, don't you?
Yeah.
Mark Connington, yeah. And I'm in there, and I'm going through this, and I could see it. And I put my hand on it. This other guy put his hand on it. We both picked it up. Jeez. He was a lot bigger than me, and I took my hand off it. And he paid 75 quid and he walked away with it. But he just looked at me, and I looked at him, and I thought, he's bigger than me, this guy. And I took my hand off, and he bought it. And then it took me years and years to get a copy on Discogs. But I did, at the time, I did hold an original copy, but I wasn't able to get away with it. And Deja Groove, at the same time, Ronnie had 20 copies of it in Wild Pitch.
What, the album?
Yeah, 20 copies of the CD. And
Wow.
promo CDs back then were 15 quid, but he was charging 20 quid for it. And I looked at Greg and I went, 20 quid, bit much in it. And we left it. And I never saw it again for 20 years or whatever. But yeah, that was that I was there the day when you just remember the days when these things came in. And if you literally did not snap there and then, they were never around again. But yeah, Deja Groove, what an album.
There's one I picked up. You know the Mario Winans album?
Come closer, VJ, so I can hear you. Come a
I've
bit
got
closer,
that.
I can hear you, mate.
For a £5, I picked up the Mario Winans album.
Yeah, he had that. Yeah, he had them. Yeah.
But he had the promo copy in major flavors, and
That's
there was no cover. And I thought,
That's right. Yeah.
what's this madness? Why are you giving it without the cover? He said it's a £5. What's wrong with you? Just take the album. You know what I mean?
I know, because it wasn't going to come out, and the Trackmaster mix on there is cut. It jumps. It's like it's not properly cut, and you don't hear the start of the track. It starts on the end of the other track. But yeah, that album was dropped at that point, wasn't it? I've still got that. It's literally just.
I did find another copy of that with a cover, though. There is a cover for that, which does exist. So I have a copy of that with an actual official cover. Anyway, what number are we
next?
We're at number 3 now.
Who is it now?
Paul, number 3, please.
Okay, so not many of these guys' records were unreleased. There was millions of 12s. They've already been mentioned, but for me, this remix was the one, totally revocaled, totally reproduced, and the original was probably already one of the greatest records ever recorded. So for them to then do this remix, and as far as I know, it's never been on CD. It was only on the 12, and there's tons of copies of different versions. But to get this one, Uptown 2991, it's the Mr. Dalvin radio mix of Fiendin' with completely different vocalization on it.
Wow.
Starts differently. It's just incredible. And for me, that is just unbelievable.
Very
Which
nice.
mix again is it, Paul? Sorry.
The Mr. Dalvin mix brackets radio.
Wow. I don't have
And
that.
on the other side is the E double gets. So everyone was all over the E double gets busy mix.
Yeah.
They hadn't turned it over for that. And
I think I listened to that tonight, man. Thanks for the reminder. That's a great choice. Fantastic song, that. The Dalvin remixes were killer, man.
Yeah, they really were. So that's a great one.
VJ, number 3, please.
Number 3, mine is multiple remixes of this. There are lots of Carl West and Al B. Shaw remixes of this. I believe Devontae Swing's got his remixes of this. I don't have a copy of this. This one is remixed by Dallas Austin. I had a video call with him a few years back, and he said this particular remix for this was a precursor to What About Your Friends by TLC. So I think a lot of you will know what I'm talking about. It's the remix by Dallas Austin, the DARP extended mix at 6 minutes and 7 seconds of Just Ask Me To by Tevin Campbell. Incredible. Wow. I believe it's only a promo only single. If I'm wrong, I'll be very, very surprised. I didn't know about this until very recently. And a friend told me recently that there are many, many more remixes than was on the UK 12 and that US pressing. They did a lot of remixes for that. There's lots of Carl West and Al B. Shaw remixes of that.
I've just asked me to. I've got that
funny
that one.
Yeah.
That one.
I've got that one. I couldn't find my copy. I don't know where it is. It is. I do have that. What were you saying, Stevie?
Oh, that one.
Well,
but
I've never heard
12
that mix.
again. These 3 12s now that are impossible. Probably, I suppose you could add the Key West. We got the Key West. You got the Father MC. You got the Tevin Campbell, and you got the Gerald Levert. They're probably the most wanted 4 New Jack 12s that are still out there, that are prized, even by us. So
what are you saying? You're saying Key West,
yeah,
Father MC, Gerald Levert, and Tevin Campbell.
That's 4. That's got to be them. They must be the most 4 prized 12s that.
Yeah, they got to be.
And I have none of them.
No,
Gerald Levert for me, Wanna Be Bad. We've had this chat, but the tape is on the tape. But that mix, honestly, I must have worn it out from the old. There it is. Must have worn it out from when I taped it off Steve Jervier and Matt White. Absolutely worn it out. Brilliant. The best.
Right, my number 3, we did an Untouchables top 10 last week, and this didn't make my top 10 because another track did by the same artist. But I can put it in this top 10 because it was only promo only, mixes only. Again, it did get released as a soundtrack 12-inch and on promo CD single, but these mixes were only available on the promo. And I think Vijay is number 1 last week. I'm talking about the man Jeff Red. You called and told me the hip hop mix Uptown promo. Again, I just never saw. I got that mix on a bootleg at the time. I was playing it on a bootleg until years later. I finally got a copy. Might have been in eBay or Discogs. I can't remember. But you know, again, that's another hard promotional 12 to try and get now. Jeff Red, you called and told me number 3.
Fantastic choice.
And we've got such a story about that mix, haven't we, Vij? Sitting in a car park in McDonald's in Greenford.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have, for other things. But yeah, the Dave's remix is the one, because just to hear Kenny Green's vocals come screaming out that were never on anything else. That was my number 2 that I took out at the lastsecond.com. That was it, because that's another, what the Dave's remix it's called, with the different vocals from.
Does that not make your list?
No, because I thought you'd have it in at number 1, so I just left it.
You thought I'd have it at number 1. Okay, interesting. Okay.
So you're going to leave out a mix just because somebody else might have it in their mix?
So I could get another one in. That was all. Just because we're going to share the love. They're all going to get mentioned at some point.
I left out mint condition because I knew you two would mention mint condition, and you've done it. So
it's all been mentioned. That's the good thing about it.
That's the thing. That's it.
Anyway, Paul, number 2, please.
Right, number 2. I don't know what people think of this. I own the CD. I don't own the 12. It was, I don't know, it was just such a moment. I was talking to our brother Greg last night, and he's like, no, that can't be that high. But there was something about this remix that it just got everybody wanting it. And I don't think I had it at all for years and years and years until eBay came. I've still not got the 12-inch, but I do have the CD single. The lead singer ended up being part of Blackstreet. And I think this is where they actually met, going back to 1993, 94. But it's the Say You Like remix of Brick City.
Very nice.
I think that mix just took it somewhere else from what was. It was a good original. Joey Diggs' mix was good, but this hit hard, didn't it? This mix, with the breakdown and the vocoder and everything. But for me, I don't know, just a special mix. Absolutely love it. And if anyone says remix to me, that's the one that's something that really means a lot to me.
That was like, if you listen to that now, that was like Too Close next before Too Claw Wifey. It's got that kind of vibe to it, the R&B vibe, hasn't it?
It has.
About 4 years before.
Yeah, and I just wish I had the 12s. I don't have the 12. I know V just got it because it's a slightly different mix, but the remix edit, I mean, it just says remix by New Jack Swing Productions, but we always called it the Teddy Riley remix. But
he's in the cupboard now trying to find his 12.
I know he is. He's going to get lost. It's a bit like Lion Witch of the Wardrobe. He's going to go in there and come back out as Mr. Tumnus or something. Mr. Tumnus, are you there? There you go.
There it is.
The only record he can find in his house. Well done.
No, they're all organised now. They're all organised in my new record room and office. Brick City, Say You Like.
What a record!
I do. I don't have it on CD single. I only have it on. I do have the 12 of it though.
It's a gorgeous sleeve. Yeah. I mean, it's completely and the back as well. I mean, it's love, but it says remix by New Jack Swing Productions. So it was nothing.
I keep thinking, should I get? I think it's about £100 CD single that now. Should I get?
It's a rare one,
yeah. And get it. Anyway, number 2. VJ.
Number 2, mine is produced by Dave Jam Hall, remixed by Dave Jam Hall, featuring intro. Stevie just mentioned it. You just called and told me it's this 12-inch. This 12-inch, absolutely insane. And do you remember, Paul? We didn't realize that there was the club version and hip hop mixes on the other side were completely different until like 2 years later. We're like, what the hell? And that was just mental. That was a really nice feeling. But Dave's remix is the one for me. Fantastic. Number 2, Jeff Red, all day long.
And it
Jeff,
was number 2 for me as well, but it had been removed. But anyway, it's the best.
I will say one thing, and I said this to you at the time, Paul, when you told me about that remix. I don't know if it's.
I called and told you, didn't I?
I don't. Yeah, you told me about that, but
I called and told you, didn't I?
You called it. Very funny. Okay. No, I think the original is perfection. I think it's equally good. So I'm not saying one is better than the other. The original is stunning as well. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, love it.
Number 2. What's your number 2, Stevie?
Number 2 for me, this is probably a big shocker for a lot of people. I think this is probably Lisa Stansfield had a great voice. Jeff Red had a great voice, but I'd say this guy's probably the best singer in my top 10, possibly of the whole podcast tonight. It's debatable. It's debatable. But this actually came out as a 12-inch on MCA. The extended remix was put on the end of his second album. I'm going back to the year 1991. But if you got the promo 12 or the CD single, you got a dub mix. And it broke down the groove and it just let the vocal ride. Then they brought the groove back up again. An incredible mix. Sadly, he's not here with us anymore. An amazing singer. Mickey Blue, who I did an interview with last week, which you can catch on my live. Please go and watch that interview. He produced a track for him on his second album. It's a guy called George Pettis. And the track is Don't Put Me Off Till Tomorrow. It's the 6.5 minute dub mix, which is just an incredible dub mix.
Did George Pettis pass away?
Yes, he did.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
Several years ago.
I didn't know that.
Well, that track is just written by the Surface guys, David Pitt Conley. It's undefeated. It's an undefeated record from 91. But the dub mix, oh my God.
It's killer. It's killer. Both of those albums are outrageous.
It's not, that's a cheap record to buy, guys. It's a cheap promo to buy. Bit extra on CD single, but as a promo 12, you could probably get it for $5 on Discogs. But
insatiable.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I think the same time you told me about that Good Feelings remix, the Eugene Wilde,
Carl West.
No, it was Three Boys from Newark, I think. Oh, Ike Lee remix, isn't it? Good Feelings. Eugene Wilde.
CK Blunt mixes.
Yeah, CK Blunt. Right, so where are we at now?
You've got to go from 10. Read out your 10 wild to 2, and then do your number 1. Then hype your number 1 then.
So number 10 was Kick Your Game, TLC, the So Def mix. Philip Bailey here with me, the Dallas Austin main mix. Can't Get Enough, All Stars remix for El DeBarge. Then Jason Weaver, the No Pain mix. Then Lisa Stansfield, Make It Right, the R. Kelly remix number 1. Funny How Time Flies, the slow mix, but it was on cassette. Tasty, I Can't Split It. One day it's in the soul mix, next day it's the Denaire mixes, but that is actually fantastic 12-inch. Fiendin', Mr. Dalvin mix, radio. Brick City, Say You Like. And this next, the number 1 for me. Yes.
Drum roll.
My copy, this is another thing that took me years and years to buy. And because the world was influxed with bootlegs, absolutely influxed with bootlegs. I remember picking up a bootleg of it, seeing a bootleg of it in Gold Rock Road. But I've still got my original Reckless Records sticker I bought in December 2001 for £7.99, and my copy is actually signed by the great man himself. I mean, the record is a Northwest classic from 1992. It was on Atlantic Records. He is the man as far as I'm concerned. I love him to bits. But on the B-side, the extended remix was nowhere to be seen, and it is Chucky Booker Games.
Wow.
And that, look at that. Beautiful. And I was honored to meet him when he was the musical director for Lionel Richie, and we met up and we had a chat. He doesn't really speak too much anymore, but at the time we were really close, and that record just means a lot to me. It's a killer track. I mean, Chucky's had some amazing remixes that were never released, like Troop and things, but that song already was incredible. And then he used elements of that for Treat You Right, didn't he? The Angela Wimbush gem. But Chucky Booker Games extended remix, Holy Grail of original 12s, never on CD. That gets my number one.
Fantastic choice, man. Brilliant choice.
It did get. Do you know it got repressed that 12, Paul?
Not original
But
though.
the late 90s, they repressed that Atlantic. I think it was a
I'm
bootleg.
sure they're all bootlegs. All bootlegs. Soon as someone got hold of it, yeah. But this one, yeah, this is a 1,000,000% an orig. But yeah, it's just one of those records, isn't it? And half of his remixes never came out. With All My Heart remixes, Deep Sea Diver, there's so many of those CDs are just brilliant. Touch and yeah, but that one, it's such a great song anyway, and he still earns every single day because of the fact that they sampled it in Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac, and he still gets paid every single day off the back of that. Brilliant. Chucky Booker Games.
That's a great choice, though. Round of applause for that. Number one, man. Chucky Booker, Chucky the man. My top 10. Mary J. Blige featuring Mr. Cheeks, I'm Going Down. Number 9.
Come a bit closer, VJ, so we can hear you, please. A bit closer, that's it.
Nesto Velasquez, Personality, J Love Radio Mix. Number 8, High Five, She's Playing Hard to Get, Clark, Strictly Hip Hop Mix. Number 7, Father MC, All I Want, Uptown Mix. Number 6, Keith Sweat, Spend a Little Time, Hip Hop Mix. Number 5, if I can find the page, sorry. Jodeci, I'm Still Waiting, Daddy's Jeep Mix, or the Jeep Mix as we knew it as for so long. Number 4, Key West, Hello, I Love You. Number 3, Tevin Campbell, Just Ask Me To, Dark Extended Mix. Number 2, Jeff Red, You Called and Told Me, Dave's Remix. And number 1 is it's credited as Ted's Radio Mix. But the remix is by Sprag Doogie, Teddy Riley, and I think possibly David Wynn. Originally produced by Prince. It's on a 1-800-Funk soundtrack album compilation by Nona Gay and Prince. It's Nona Gay and Prince's Love Sign. The Ted's radio remix is the one. There's a yellow bootleg that I have. I know some people that have different bits for it. I think there's a promo cassette for it. There's a promo CD, which I think sold for like £1,200 recently in the last few years. That is my number 1. It's absolute killer. And I can listen to that. I love this song so much. Love Sign by Prince and Nona Gay, remixed by Teddy Riley. You cannot top that. Killer. That's my number 1.
I've got a terrible confession to make here, guys. I don't like either of them remixes. I'll be honest. What? Didn't like them. Didn't do it for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys.
Mate. Oh, mate.
I tried so hard with that Chucky Booker Games mix, and I thought, compared to the album mix, you kidding me? The album mix, a killer, and Love Sign. They didn't sound.
No, the original's fantastic.
The Love Sign mixes, to me, they just don't sound mastered properly. That's probably why.
But if
so, it just didn't do it for me. I'm sorry.
But no, but the difference is if you need to listen to it properly. It has to be off the CD or the tape.
If I heard the mastered mixes, then
very different listening experience. The bootleg's rubbish. It's like an awful pressing. It's what we had. It's what we had.
Yeah, when I heard them, I was like, just no.
No, but for me, it's mad to hear you say.
I'm saying, I'm being honest. You know what I mean? I thought I don't want to hold it. Why should I hold it in? Maybe 20 years ago, I went, yeah, killer guys, killer mixes, but
no, but your ears are you have refined ears, sir. So you want the audio quality to be, and that's fair.
But there's definitely a madness that we have that because it's unreleased. Sometimes it just sounds a little bit better because it's unreleased. It's possibly, a little bit of a madness.
Because it's that unreleased.
There's something about that, but I don't know that games. There's bits in that games. There's chord changes and things that are not in the original that I just absolutely love. And believe it or not, I heard the remix before I heard the original. That's so rare that those type of things happen. And sometimes it's the first thing you hear. But I heard the remix before I heard the original, and then hearing the original, I like the remix more. It's just one of those things. But for me, and Greg as well, my brother, the minute I said let's talk about remix, the first thing he said was Chucky Booker games. That was his first text to me.
Wow.
So we're on the same, exactly the same wavelength. The very first thing he said was Chucky Booker games.
And guys, the a cappella on that, there's different vocals on that too.
Oh, on the 12, I've got to rip that off. Oh yeah, a cappella, I've got to rip that off.
It has different vocals on there. You should listen to that a cappella properly.
Love it. I love it.
So,
right, Stevie, come on, then let's knock you down, mate. Come on, let's do this.
Let's do this.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Come on.
Let's go.
All right, number 10, Uncle Sam, Baby You Are, Dark Child remix. Number 9, Margie Coleman, surprise inclusion there, Winning Over You. If you've not heard of Margie Coleman, guys, go and check her album out. Number 8, Mint Condition, So Fine, for the 9/4 remix. Guy, number 7 with Teddy's Jam 2. 6, Lisa Stansfield, Make It Right, the big remixes. Number 5, Ralph Tresvant, Money Can't Buy Your Love, Diggy Diamonds mix. Number 4, Karen Wheeler, Flow Mix of I Adore You. Number 3, Jeff Red, You Called and Told Me, 12-inch hip hop mix. Number 2, George Pettis, Don't Put Me Off Till Tomorrow dub. And number 1, I was, again, at the time, I was desperate to get hold of this promo 12. And luckily, I didn't have to wait too long because it wasn't a US promo that I found. It was a UK promo of it. And it did come out as a US promo CD single. And I think there was some licensing issues with this mix that they couldn't actually release the mix. And I left it out of my Untouchables top 10 last week. And I'm like, why did I leave that out of the top 10? It's Boys to Men. Thank you. Untouchables remix. I won the podcast. I won the podcast tonight, guys, by a country mile. Thank you, please.
Very nice, very nice.
It's on Spotify now, so I had to remove
Oh,
it.
stop it, mate. Stop
It's true.
it.
It's true. It was my number
It
one.
might be.
It was
Whatever,
my
Paul.
number one.
Doesn't count, mate.
Boo,
You can't play it on Spotify.
It
You can't
was my
own it on
number
Spotify.
one. Oh,
No, I was thinking, I thought nobody was going to put that in the top 10. I thought,
that was
fantastic.
mine. I cried the day I got this record. I was in Time Is Right. I mean, I was in Time Is Right in
Shepherd's Bush.
Shepherd's Bush, and they had one copy behind the back, and I was like, I just went in. Oh, I haven't got that Untouchable. Yeah, we've just got one in, and
Wow.
For me, that is my number. If I had to say a number one, that would be my number one. It is off the charts. And then Greg goes, "Oh, you know it's on streaming, don't you?" I was like, "Oh," so that came out, but this was my number one. The Mad Dramas rap on this is absolutely fantastic. The Beat Nuts, it was the props over here. Beat Nuts props over here. It was actually released, believe it or not, on Norman Jay's Good Times, Volume 3 or Volume 4. So it did come out, but I agree. This is a remix of remixes of remixes. Absolutely incredible. Love it. And
Did it
the
come out
original
on
is
US
so
promo?
rubbish. Yes, and the funny thing is,
promo 12. Sorry, US promo 12. Did it
yes,
come out in
and
the
I
US
put a
one?
post up on Facebook about it, and Matt White actually got his copy and because it was from him having that copy that came out, because he was working at Polydor Motown at that point. That's all the same label. So he put a picture of his 12-inch up on the thread. I don't know if you saw it, Vija. And it's all like black penned out and everything. But yeah, it's very rare to get, but it did come out on one of those lovely Motown purple and pink promos. But I think that is just the perfect remix. And they were going to be my two little, the two little, but they're now released. But yeah, hands up. It was a promo only. It was the one to get. So yeah, yes. Absolutely number one.
We've got 7 minutes left. I don't want to go over 2 hours. I want to leave the listeners, viewers wanting more, so we can do more podcasts. So if there's anything you guys want to mention, fire away, please.
So I was going to say the Stanley Brown remix of today, the full remix is insane. That's a very good mention and should have been put in. I was going to put this in my list. This is the remix CD for Teddy Riley and Tammy Lucas. Is It Good to You? But then I realized that the mix is on the Aaron Hall Pressure Point, the green 12. There were some other ones that I wanted to include. La Day Deep Down, but then it's on this compilation, this Japanese compilation. That remix is on there. Another interesting one was LaRue, Wish I Could Find Another, the Carl West remixes of that.
Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. Oh,
That's a
my
killer,
God.
killer remix.
I was going to put Simple Pleasures, you know, never enough. You know?
Fantastic. Oh my God. That's incredible. That should be in there.
That should be in there. I thought you'd have it. I thought you'd be all over it, so I took it out.
No, I should have put that in. There's I'll Be Good to You. I've got the 7-inch courtesy of Stevie that shared that with me. But Donald Cleveland got this done, and the remix is on this compilation, Bobby Brown Gold. Patti LaBelle, All This Love, were the butter mixes on there? The remixes, the Rodney Jerkins remixes, was that
the hip hop was, but not the hip hop came out. Yeah, I love the hip hop.
And this is another interesting one. Aaron Hall, All the Places I Will Kiss You. Like, people know about this CD single. This is the one with the Federation mix and the Chuck Life Bad Boy mix. But this is the rap CD single. This is the rap one, which features Federation remix featuring Coco SWV, and the rap remix featuring Charlie Baltimore, Little Mo, and Jane Blaze. This is, I think it's unreleased. That's a super rare CD single. There's 2 CD singles for Omar Chandler. I think one of them was not released. I think somebody should have mentioned Spend the Night, Teddy's rap, because that's the closest to the video mix. Fantastic. Nobody mentioned Flex. Fantastic. I wanted to put this in my list, but I Want to Be Bad Tonight. But Paul mentioned that it is on this cassette single, and Paul does what Paul does and poo-poos everybody's joy. Thank you, Paul. I wanted to include this one, the Winans, Don't Leave Me. Another one that Paul doesn't like this. Novell Eddie F on this Don't Leave Me remix is fantastic, but it was issued on this CD single. What else was there? The Tony DeFat remix of That Extra Mile, Killer, 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 but it is on this cassette single. Mary J. Blige, My Love, but it was on this cassette single. What else was there? Freddie Jackson, Can I Love You? Can I Touch You? Fantastic. Teddy's Jam was in my list. This wasn't mentioned. I was surprised. Mahogany Blue Affair with the Tony DeFat.
Yeah, I was gonna. It's rare, but I don't really like. Yeah,
I don't have that. I'll have your. Send me your copy, please, Paul. If you don't like it, I'll have yours instead.
I was going to.
Oh, fantastic! What a 12!
What's that one?
The test pressing of Patience featuring Grand Puba, the assorted flavors.
Oh yes,
super rare 12-inch. I was going to mention that just for kitsch sake. Other things I was going to bring up that is really a wonderful remix is the Portrait All That Matters spaced out remix. It's
fantastic.
Absolutely just banging. I was going to mention the fact that everything Tevin Campbell bloody put out in those days was never released. So you've got all the I'm Ready remixes, you've got the Always in My Heart remixes, you've got the John B Back to the World. I just, poor Tevin, he was just literally left hanging out to dry. None of his stuff came out. The other things I was going to bring up really quickly that I love was the 7669 Bad Boy remix with Mr. Cheeks of Joy. Absolutely love that.
That's brilliant. Who did the remix for that? Who was it? Who did the remix for that?
It was Puffed Up Tumbling Dice. The Lisa Taylor. I don't know if anyone ever got that from the Meteor Man soundtrack. Don't Waste My Time.
Very nice. Very nice.
Killer mix that is. Colin England, but we didn't. This one, I still think this is really underrated. These two 12s. Because they're only ever on the 12-inch. I mean, the lounge mix is the same, but this has got all of them on. You've got the Tricky and Sep Lonely, and that I love that Funk Master Flex mix. I know it's messy and a bit choppy, but that 12-inch has always been a big favourite. 2 more that I can't believe that we didn't include it. Pearl Broken Lonely Hideaway remix with that fantastic Bosco
killer
Barry White thing.
Thanks, Lord.
This one, how did we not talk about Sweet on You remix?
That was going to make my list.
Are we crazy or what? I mean, I just
man.
Anyway, that's brilliant.
And I've got some other. If you're done, Paul, there's some other omissions that I think we should have mentioned on this list, which we didn't.
I'm just going to do one more before you do that. Was the Gotta Be mix? I still think that was absolutely brilliant with the Keith Sweat. Something just ain't right. Anyway, go on, Veej. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, and JP and Donald Cleveland and Zach and everybody else seem to have a good time taking the piss out of me. But you're welcome. You're all right. I love you all. Brick City, you mentioned, what was it? Tevin Campbell, Goodbye, Hakeem's mix. I know you love that, Paul. Big fan of, yeah. Why do you not like that remix? Are you mad? Are you mad? How do you not like Goodbye
There's like
remix?
3 producers in the world that I could live with that. Yeah. Shades came out, I think. Tell me, Clark Kent. Didn't it come out? No, maybe not. Zach will know.
And this is one of the regrets. I had a copy of Shamari, If You Feel the Need, the Quiet Storm remix, Shamari's Quiet Storm remix. And I sold my copy to Number One Soul Brother. That's the dumbest thing I ever did. I don't know why I sold that. I've never seen that again. I'm never seeing that ever again. Really, really stupid. Joe, the one for me, the remix radio edit, remixed by Keith Miller. That's a killer. Father MC 69, clean 60, but no 9 remix, killer. Teddy Riley remix.
There was the Mark Sparks. You beeped me. That was a good. I used to love that as well.
That was fantastic. Jodeci Forever My Lady. Casey's drum mix was fantastic. Was Teddy's tribal mix of Getaway by Bobby Brown, was that released on anything?
I don't think it was. I think that was
that should have been included.
You mentioned Sprung on You. Where's your Sprung on You? I thought you'd have been all over Sprung on You.
Oh, the Charlie Wilson, the remix.
Yeah, I thought you loved that. Sprung on Me, or whatever it's called.
That's a good one. And the ones we didn't mention, Case More to Love, Montel Jordan Falling, which was released in Australia. All those mixes were in there. And of course you have it. And Mark Nelson, 15 Minutes. That's also been released.
I've got that. I've got that.
Yeah.
But I like these little Teddy things at the end, the DG Montel Case. They were the days of Def Jam just sticking out these random 12s that just never came out. But yeah,
listen, guys, you two are fried. You probably fried the viewers' head. My head is fried, man. I don't know. I'm going to get to sleep tonight. I'll be honest. So we're going to go away now, viewers. We're going to discuss the next deep dive podcast. I just mentioned this lady.
Oh yeah.
Shiro.
Yeah.
She was signed to Scotty Brothers in the early 90s. Then she signed to Virgin. She dropped this one single and then disappeared. Now, I do believe there is an album on Virgin. If anyone knows about this album, I tried the A&R guy at Virgin to try. He had a copy, but he wouldn't let it out, which is fair play. If anyone knows about this album, do let me know, Shiro. But that's it. Listen, thank you all. Thank you all you crazy collectors out there. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's been exceptional. My head is fried. These two have been exceptional. We're going to try and do this every Thursday evening, depending on who's available and who's not. But I will be doing a live every Thursday. So do join us, and we're going to discuss. Guys, quickly, what have you got to say? And we've got to go.
We will be doing a show we'll try and do a show every week. Next week we have a New Jack Swing Master Cuts Volume 5 with
that's on a Friday night though, but Thursday.
That's on a Friday, next Friday. So that's a Volume 5. What would you put on New Jack Swing Master Cuts Volume 5?
Yes.
If that didn't make it onto Volumes 1 to 4. So that we're doing with Mandeep and Claude. They'll be joining us next Friday, so that'll be great. Thank you all for joining us.
Includes Teach Me by Michael Jeffries, please. Thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Paul, for joining us today. And we hope to see more of you on these podcasts here and there. But I think it's been fantastic. Thank you all, and we'll see you guys soon. Fantastic turnout today.
Really, thanks, guys. Loved it. See you later. Bye.
Stay online, Paul.